Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I'm maintaining on this Monday, just trying to get out of bed. So, first things first, let's talk about how you've been holding up during quarantine in general.
Um, well, I'm still playing. I'm in France right now,
Oh,
and
what
so
time is it there?
it's 11 p.m.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm a one thing about me. I'm a grind. I'm a grind. I'm a grind. So
Okay.
it's a part of the grind to me. So
Okay. Okay. So it's 11 p.m. You're in Paris. And so how have you been holding up? Are they on lockdown there? I heard that they were. Are they?
yes, the entire country is on lockdown. There's just the grocery store open, pharmacy, um, and so yeah, we've just been practicing, and I think we'll be playing in a couple of days. So just with no fans, that's the new rule.
So
So we'll
that's
see
the
how that goes.
so you're in the bubble.
It's not a bubble.
Oh.
That's the difference over here. That's why a lot of people are catching it. A lot of teams, a lot of players are catching it, as opposed to the WNBA bubble. We were all really safe in the bubble. Like no one was catching it. So that's why it's happening so much here because we're not in a bubble.
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh my, that has to be scary then. I mean,
Yeah, but it just becomes like a norm now. Like half of my teammates have had it, and it's just like at this point, I wonder if I'm immune because I don't know how I haven't caught it yet.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Well, today for, our conversation, the real reason why I definitely wanted to talk to you, I found it very interesting. I did watch the whole documentary this weekend, Smoke, which you appear in. One of the things, this documentary is really highlighting is, how marijuana has affected the Black community in an adverse way. And now here everybody is, making money off of it. So talk to me, because you kind of touched on it in the documentary about how, were you in high school at the time
I was in
that
college.
you were in college? Okay. So you had drug testing. And so did that affect you? Well, not, of course, not now, but it did affect.
Yeah, it was a very traumatic event. They put it in the news. I was in the news in the city, and they didn't specify what it was for, so it just sounded really bad. Like it almost destroyed my chances of being drafted. But the coach who drafted me was definitely a real one. You know, she took a chance on me, and she seen the potential in who I was. She knew my character. She actually had me come there before drafting me, and just got to know me as a person. It was just like, you're a good kid, and it was a wrap from there.
Wow. So let me then ask you, of course, in that type of situation, you have to not disclose that, okay, I am a recreational smoker, which back then I'm pretty sure was more taboo than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it has affected many people as far as getting jobs and things of that nature. What were some of the things, that maybe your parents or your friends told you, to kind of keep your head up? Because at that point you might feel like, let me just quit now, you
Yeah,
know?
it felt like the end of the world. I'm like, my career is over. Like it was a very discouraging time. Um, but I'm very spiritual, and the one thing my mom has always taught me is to just lean on Him, and that's what I did at that time. It was really, it was a lot of prayer going on, a lot of just keeping faith and continuing to work hard, because it was hard to just have the motivation. Like, okay, let me still go get my 2 workouts in today. Like I'm still a pro. Like let me still train to be a pro, but I think just keeping the Most High like in the forefront was my biggest strength through
Mm-hmm.
that.
What made you want to, be a part of this documentary? Why was it important for you?
Because once people watch it, you really will see like it needs to be known what's going on. It needs to be known that our people are literally at the bottom of the barrel, and it needs to stop and it needs to change. And I think a lot of marijuana is at the forefront of that. And the documentary basically just explains that in a thorough way and lets it be known, like using numbers, using facts, factual statistics, you know, and it's really unfortunate, but I'm passionate about that because I myself have been a victim of being looked at and looked like I've been called are you a drug dealer? I've had coaches asking me this during the draft. Yeah, like, and I'm like, a drug dealer, like, because I've smoked some weed? Like, it was just a lot. It was so humiliating and just defaming, and it really it's something that I always said I would speak about and I would talk about, because God is good. Look at where I am today, you know, and how far I've come and how successful I have been, and you know, all the things that have been said and that were said is, you know, is crap.
Do you think that you being a Black woman, you know how sometimes it's like, okay, it's really not that big of a deal, but then you feel like because you're a Black woman, it's taken to this height that is like, okay, this is really unnecessary?
Just being Black, not even a woman or man, you know, as the documentary talks about, like, it's really our Black men that are the highest percentage getting charged, and their career, their records just completely being ruined over cannabis. So it's just like, it's eye-opening. And that's why I just encourage everybody to go to make sure they watch it on the 18th, because it just helps change your perspective on it completely, on what it is and how it can really benefit our people if we get on the same page.
Absolutely. What, in your opinion, I mean, after that incident, I'm pretty sure, like you said, it hit you hard. So were you like, okay, I'm not gonna touch weed again?
I did have to, you know, I had to cold turkey it, because to me, it was just like, all right, at this point, this happened for a reason. This is a moment for you to realize that you do have to make sacrifices to become successful and to, you know, to do things that you want to do in this life. And I wanted to be a professional basketball player. Like, it was important to me, and it meant changing my whole life, changing my mom's life, changing my family's life. So I had to make that sacrifice and just chill out. No matter how much it helped, no matter how much it was very helpful for me just to, like, you know, fight certain things that I deal with, and like on a mental standpoint, I had to, yeah.
Because what year was this?
2015. I was drafted in 2015, so
not even long ago. I mean,
not too long, but I'm back, you know, 6 years in.
But I'm just saying, like, people, you know, that you in California, it's been, you know, legalized for a while. So I'm just kind of like, yeah. I mean, they really did all of that?
Yes.
Was it a small town?
I was in Tennessee. Yes, Murfreesboro. Oh, sorry. Sometimes I have characters that come out.
No, I do that too.
So, yeah, so it was definitely the location that made it, like, bigger than it was, and but that's why I'm a big advocate for changing the drug testing criteria for the WNBA, because the documentary talks about this too, but in the MLB and the hockey, they don't drug test for cannabis. So it should be like that in every professional sport, in my opinion, and it shouldn't just be the ones that are predominantly white.
Yeah, no, I get it.
The documentary is very thorough, and it explains how that, you know, how it's just kind of, everything's kind of tainted and it needs to change.
No, I saw it and I was like, that was interesting. And the whole, I don't know if you saw it in its entirety, but even to the two people that own the shop in Colorado, and then they got raided and went to jail. Broke my heart.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Stop telling it.
Okay. No, I mean, you know, sometimes I just run my mouth and I forget that it's a bunch of people listening. No, but
make sure y'all tune in.
Make sure you tune in November 18th. You know, question: have you gotten any progress with the whole them changing the drug testing for?
So it's being talked about, and that's a start. At first, it was just no, not happening. But now it's something that's being discussed, and I keep reaching out and asking, every now and again, like, hey, just checking in on that one question I asked, because now I'm more, now I'm more vocal about it, because I do know what the benefits are and how it, because I'm a very strong user of CBD oil and hemp products. Like, the plant itself just has so many benefits. So
okay, so they're still kind of just working on it. I think that,
yeah.
I mean, because just looking, like you said, at the numbers, and I even I get this like newsletter every day, but it seems by 2035 we're all gonna be legalized. So
Yeah, well, that's good.
So, and if in that juncture things let up, we're legalized, will you partake? Or at this point you're like, I've been out of...
No, 100%. I'm
Okay.
no question.
Okay. Okay. So when you were doing it, if you can remember, who has the best weed? Cannabis.
Like what brand?
Like what? I know they say Cali does.
Okay, yeah, that's what the rumor is. Yeah, I think that's accurate. Something about those lands over there. I
don't know. They hit a little different.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, I can see you blushing. But at the end of the day, from your story, besides, I know you want to kind of just get the word out there and make everybody aware, but what is some other things that you want the message to be heard? Because what I kind of took away from it, I was like, I want to open a dispensary.
Yes, that's the biggest thing. Yeah, absolutely. And the only way I think we could do that, I think that we could do it more rapidly with people of color, is if we come together. Like, that's something that I talk about a lot. The Black communities have to come together, and that we can get so much more done if we come together. Strength is in numbers. But collaborating, like, and opening one would be really awesome. I think just for like a minority put together group of people open a dispensary, like, how dope would that be? Especially some who have experienced trauma from the law and have all these records of the documentary.
No,
it just
no. I mean, it did upset me, and I was like, wow, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, the crazy.
We need some of that money. We need some of that.
And then when I saw towards the end, I said, okay, it's time to get paid for everybody. Yeah. So do you suggest people going in together? Because here in Illinois, the licensing is so hard for that.
Very hard. And I've actually already looked into it. And what
Me too.
It's a lot of steps. And that's the reason I say, if a group of people can go in, it'll be a lot easier for one person to get their license, and then everyone invest, and then we all have a piece of the pie. It's $1 billion industry. Everyone's going to eat. Everyone's going to eat.
Right. So we gotta find a way that we can eat, and not a small piece of the pie though. Don't come giving me.
Because once we start with that one, then we go open another one, and then we open another one, and then we create an entire franchise.
Yeah, but then too, I was looking into it, and I was like, okay, but you have to get in the right time. You don't want to get in and be right. You know what I'm saying? And then get eaten out by the bigger ones, and then now nobody has any ownership of anything. That's what I'm afraid of. Those bigger entities that have the money to do it, then the smaller mom and pops won't really have the opportunity. So it's going to take a lot of research, and it's going to take a lot of sharing of information. Yeah. Because if everyone's hoarding it,
Yes, I agree. And that's why I say, if we come together, we reach out to these Coloradians, the very successful ones from '08 that were rated, like, So how do we keep our books on so that when we get raided, we don't go to jail? What'd you do? Like, teach us the way, you know? And that's what we have to have. We have to have a community come together and help each other and build each other. Like, I want to see you eat, and I want to eat, and I want to see my cousin eat. I want to see your cousin eat. That's the mindset we have to have.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely agree. So hopefully we can figure that out. But before you go, I just wanted to say, I looked at your height and I'm like, okay, I thought I was tall. I'm 5'10".
You were shorty.
She's like, oh, tink, tink. So, being a tall girl all my life, you know, I was always in the back of the line when you line up with class. And did you ever have any type of like height insecurity at any time in your life?
Absolutely. When I was young, like when I was tall, I was always the tallest, you know, and I embraced it most of my childhood. And then I got to like that adolescent 11, 12, like, oh, let me stuff my bra. I had no, you know, I have no, nothing up here. Nothing. I barely do now, but it was just bad at that time. But yes, I have my insecurities. I was tall and awkward. I couldn't find jeans long enough. But then I got to like a certain age where I just like said F it and just embraced it. And I think basketball helped with that. Like just being a hooper, that helped. Just like, okay, you know, I can be okay with being tall. Like it's pretty good on the basketball court. So
what is it hard finding men? I mean, okay, what's the height limit? How short can they be?
Oh, well, I'm off the market anyway, so it don't even matter.
Oh.
No.
Okay, so is your boo taller than you?
My boo is the same height as me exactly. We're both 6'4".
Oh wow. Oh
Yep.
wow. Hats off to you, because that has always been a dating struggle. I'm like, I can't pick you up, sweetie. I'm sorry. To kiss. I am not. Give me a BB. No. I'm sorry. So you got to be at least 5'9" to ride this ride. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I feel you.
But nothing against short men. I mean, there's some cuties, but
there's so many, and you're just like,
damn. One more foot. Just a little bit. You wear heels.
Don't even pull the heels out.
No, I saw that, and I was like, oh, good Lord. Oh, she got me beat all the way, you know? And here, if I had met you face to face, I'd be like, stop playing, because I thought I was tall. Yes. I'm so self-conscious about that, but I've gotten over it. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I told my mom, I want to go get my bone taken out. So, and I went.
And it was because you didn't play. That's what helped me, because I had other tall girls around. So I was able to be like, okay, yeah, we both tall, we good. Like,
right.
You needed to be around other tall girls. You wouldn't have been so alone.
No, I was so alone. It was a struggle, and then I found out I couldn't get bone surgery to make me shorter. So, you know, but it is. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yes.
And hearing your story. Thank you so much for taking the time out.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for having me.
And once again, guys, Smoke documentary featuring so many people. Nas on there, Senator Kamala Harris, as well as so many others talking about this. Cheyenne's on that documentary. It's on BT November 18th. I don't know what time that it's going to air, but make sure you check your local.
10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Get some sleep.
All right. Good night.
And Perry, good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.